Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Ken. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday, August 2nd, 2016. Yeah, we do this every day. Yes. Check your YouTube. This is on every day. If this is the first time you're watching one of these deconstruction videos, check out the playlist, over 170. You know why? Because we do it every single day. We don't skip a day. Do not skip a day. Not going to skip a day either. And this is another one. It's Tuesday. It's another hot one. You know, I had to sneak outside on my balcony for a little bit. It was 6:30 and 80 degrees already. So, on the east coast of the U.S., it's hot and humid already. So let's see if we can give you a hot pocket dump or a cool pocket dump. I don't know. Let's talk about the pocket dump deconstruction. What you see right there, that's what I'm putting into my pockets today. It is. I threw it all on my desk. I'll tell you why these things end up in my pocket in just a few moments. Took a bunch of pictures of this, what you see right there. I'll be posting them on Instagram around noonish or 1ish or 2ish at Keith Kevin Ken. At Keith Kevin Ken is my Instagram. Come join the feed. Turn my iPhone 6s Plus from photo to video, and now let's talk about the deconstruction. Today, the watch is going to be my Mont Blanc watch. I like the Mont Blanc. I love chronographs. People ask me what specific Mont Blanc watch. It just says Mont Blanc on it. I got it at one of those Mont Blanc mall kind of stores. I don't know if they still have them. Obviously, I did it a couple of decades ago. The cigar today is just a nice one. A nice cigar to smoke on a day like a Tuesday. Right after work, I'm going to celebrate with this Romeo y Juliet cigar. Cuban cigar. My Shown pen. This is the stainless pen with the DLC coating on it. Just a nice pen. Nice, solid. Made in America by Shown Design up in Massachusetts. Another one of my Coach thin wallets. Today it's all about the vodka. Vodka! No, I'm not bringing vodka so people won't smell it on my breath. No, this is for after work. It's always for after work. Sometimes I don't get home after work right away. I stop out with some buddies or something. It's always nice to have. Let's see, what else we have? Oh, someone, and I should have wrote down the call. I don't know. I think it was on my Instagram. Don't know if he's watching the YouTube channel, but someone gave me a message on Instagram saying, hey, I just bought a Strider and a Chinese Panda coin. So I have my Chinese Panda coin in support of him. That's what my lucky coin of the day is. A Panda coin. What year is this? 2000 Panda coin from the year 2000. So that's a shout out to the person who told me they bought a Strider and a silver dollar Panda coin. That's a good day. That is a very good day. Let's take today. I'll tell you, my carry is small. It's small, but man, it feels good. This is my Smithson notepad from the UK. Now let's talk about the knives. That's what this is. By the way, this is not a review show. I know people get frustrated. You're not a review. Also, I'm a big collector of knives, coins, first edition books, what else? Movies. I actually still have DVDs, although I have a lot of streaming movies too. A whole bunch of things. Watches. I just collect stuff. It makes for a very messy apartment. But I'm a different kind of collector. There's several different kind of collectors. There's the collector nerd who likes to separate themselves from all the other collectors and knows every single inch of everything. I respect them. That's what gives them enjoyment out of collecting. It really does. There's a collector who's thinking about resale. So they're collecting for future. And then there's me. I'm collecting because it gives me pleasure. I'm also collecting because I have 2 daughters and a son who are grown up and 5 grandsons. My oldest daughter have given me 5 grandsons. So I also collect, and hopefully so they can connect with Grandpa and see his collections. And also, some of these knives, I hope, end up in my kids' and my grandkids' hands. So that's an offset. I do that because I get a lot of comments like, he doesn't know anything about knives. Yeah, I do. I buy them. I have fun with them. I cut them. The fact that I'm not reading the information pack, yeah, okay. By the way, I love all collectors. Do what is fun for you. That's kind of my life with everybody. Do what's good for you. Anyway, let me go on. Old guy rambling. Sorry about that, you guys. My keychain knife is a Spyderco Roadie. You can tell. I was dogging and talking about people being interior designers, and then I have gone on with these, it's blue and it shows off the other knives. But anyway, it is blue. It's a blue Roadie. Roadie comes in 5 different colors: blue, orange, red, black, and gray. I love the Roadie. FRN scales, that's fiberglass reinforced nylon scales, which is just a kind of space age plastic, which is really durable and light. The Roadie is a slip joint. Slip joint knives mean they are non-locking knives. There is no lock. You see that? This is a modern slip joint. Most modern slip joints, the spring gives you a little tension up top, and then halfway they give you this halfway stop. Yes, you can push through it because it doesn't lock it there, but you can feel it going up and going down, and that says, hey buddy, get your fingers out of the way. I have talked to people and they go, oh, slip joints. I have a bunch of slip joints. I don't carry as many as I should. I need to start. We will definitely go through the slip joints once we hit 1,000, because most of 1,000 subscribers, because most of my slip joints are in my 1650 case, and most of them are Spydercos. Hey folks, your father and your grandfather and his father, your grandmother and her mother, they never had a locking knife. That's why that Spyderco Sage series, where they talk about all the greats who have come up with locking knives, that's a kind of recent. Not recent as far as some of you are young, as far as your age, but recent as far as American history of knives. So a lot of people had fixed knives, and a lot of people had non-locking knives, and the vast majority of those people had 10 fingers and 10 toes, which means they didn't cut themselves. What Spyderco does is they always put a choil, always in parentheses, I don't know about always in the future, a choil on their slip joints. Even on a small knife like this Roadie has a 2.1 inch blade. It's made out of N690 steel, and that's, see, just as another safety. You grip it like this, and it's hard to get out of control because your finger's right there before you get cut. Also, most people cut against, you don't cut this way to push the knife. You cut this way, so the actual cutting actually keeps it from closing. Anyway, this is a wonderful knife. A couple of things about it: it's very light, only 1 ounce. It's about what that coin is. It makes a wonderful keychain knife, or a knife you just throw in your pocket or your pocketbook. Spyderco came out with these 2 indentations right here. Instead of the nail nick that we're all familiar with, where you put your fingernails in and you open it up, they did these 2 things. This is righty or lefty can handle this. They even have the logo on the right side or the left side, and you just pinch and open. They did this because they were trying to do a knife for the FAA when the FAA briefly considered putting knives, letting people carry knives on planes again. Couldn't be locking, couldn't be a one-hand opener, and that's why Spyderco came with that. The hole is just for branding purposes. Also, you know, international knives. Great little knife, legal most places. I like my roadies. And they're colorful too. And my second knife, oh man, I actually started with the second knife. Every time I pick up this, one of the knives in this 4-part series, every time I pick up a Chaparral, I tell you that I think it's one of the least respected knife series in Spyderco because it's so beautiful. It's a great series. Again, 4 knives. This is the last of the series so far. I think they're coming out with more. This one is just a beautiful knife. It's all titanium. It's called the Blue Stepped knife. They have these raised patterns. Can you kind of see it rises up? The process is they went through, they carved out these titanium scales, and then they put it through and really added the blue. Isn't that beautiful? It really is. All of the Chaparral, and I'll tell you how much of a difference that blue makes. This is the Chaparral 3. Can you believe that's the same pattern? Same pattern. It's just that the blue is selectively added. Look at that. Same pattern. That's why Spyderco, there are 4. One a carbon fiber, one a titanium with a nice little pattern on it. That's number 2. They actually call both of these number 3. This one came first, and then a year later this one. I go 3 and 4, but the reason they say they're both 3 is they're the same knives except this one has the blue on it. Isn't that beautiful? Makes a big difference. I had these things for months and didn't know that they were the same because of how different it is. All of the Chaparrals, just like, you know, mostly the Sages, they all have the same profile. In this case, they don't change the lock. All the locks are the Spyderco back lock. All of them. Because, you know, again, the Sage was representing the makers of the locks, the innovators. Really nice knife. They all have the Spyderco leaf blade. They all have CTS XHP steel. The blade is 2.8 inches, and you know I love this choil. About 60-40, about 60% of it part of the blade, and the other 40 part of the handle. I like how Spyderco does that. Don't take up all the handle and give you a bigger choil for fat finger people like me. Fits nice, wonderful gentleman's folder. Oh, everything about it is just nice. And it has my favorite clip. I actually was watching YouTube videos. I'm like you guys. I watch a bunch of YouTube videos. That's why sometimes people have valid criticisms of what I do. And I always think to myself and want to say, hey, listen, there are literally 2,000 channels devoted to knives. If you don't get it with me, you can get it with someone else. I'm just here to have a nice day with my knives and to share them with you. I love this clip, but I was watching someone who actually said they hated the wire clip. That was the first time I heard that. Gave good reasons to him on the specific knife he had. It just moved on him and he didn't like it. I love that clip. That's my favorite clip. It really is. But, ooh, that is, my friends, the Spyderco Chaparral. That's the 4th one in the series. You can see that the 3rd one, it actually is the same knife except it has this blue, and man, it makes a difference. These are not cheap, and one reason is, you know, it's a production knife company, and when they do these exotic designs, the machining's a little different. And so my guess is, I'm guessing that they're probably not selling off the shelves, going crazy with these. But man, they're nice. Ugh. And because they're not probably going fast, and I'm just talking out of my butt. I'm assuming they're not. I don't see a lot of people talking about them, and I know the price range might can get people, crazy about them. It's a lot more expensive than, say, one of the sages, like sage, any of the sages. But that usually means at some point it'll be discontinued. It's not right now, but I love that knife. It's just a fancy knife. And then my large-ish, I'm overdoing the ish thing, aren't I? But man, lately it's been ish. Large is really the small Sebenza 21 Tanto blade. Chris Reeve Sebenza 21, the small one with the Tanto blade. Of course, all Chris Reeve Tanto blades, if you want them new, you got to go through True North Knives. They represent all of the Chris Reeve Tanto blades. Even if you want an Umnumzun, if you see it Tanto, you're going to True North Knives or you're getting it on the secondary market. Man, this is so smooth. I have to say one of my favorite knives, and I know I say a lot of things are favorite, but the small Sebenza. I would probably, depending on which Sebenza, I would probably give up my large Sebenzas and keep my small ones if I needed to. I just like them. I'm not a smaller guy. You can tell by the hands. But I like smaller knives, and these are just wonderful. Of course, full tie, scales, the Chris Reeve integral lock, that wonderful clip that just stays out of the freaking way. It really does. S35VN steel, because right now that's how Chris Reeve is rolling, and of course that wonderful Tanto blade. This one has two studs. I love the blue accents. The Tanto knives that come from True North Knives also always has a exclusive lanyard and bead to them, and this one has a blue and gray one. I think what the Umnumzun is gray and darker gray. I think, I'm not sure, but isn't that nice? Yeah, I color coordinated today, but also it's a nice gentlemanly carry. All smaller knives, a keychain knife. I just wanted to show you the two knives, and they're the same knives, but how different they are. And of course, also the small Sebenza 21. And actually, I picked the small Sebenza 21 Tanto, the Tanto, because I haven't carried a Tanto in a while. I love that blade shape. But that was not the knife that I started with. We'll talk about the knife that got away before I wrap up the pocket dump. Some people say, oh, then you go into other knives that don't have the pocket dump. So this is for you guys. Please thumb this up. This is the pocket dump part. Thumb it up. Please become a subscriber. We're making our way to 1,000. And then we're going to have a Sebenza Palooza. We're going to go over 400 not Sebenza. Kevin, come on. It's early in the morning, guys. I'm sorry about that. We're going to have a Spyderco Palooza. 3 cases of Spydercos, a 1600. I said a 1650 before, but a Pelican 1600, a Pelican 1550. And yeah, we're going to go over the knives that I went over in my other Pelican case ones that are the newer Spydercos. And I'm going to throw in the fixed blade Spydercos that I have as well. Of course, those aren't on these videos because I don't do those as everyday carry. So we'll do that as well. That, my friends, is what you'll see on Instagram later on at noonish, 1ish, or 2ish. That's the picture for Instagram. But of course, this ain't Instagram. And this is what I started out carrying. I hadn't carried a Brous blade in a while. I went into my Brous blades case and I had to pick out the center. Man, oh man, oh man, what a great knife. You know, I'm finding when I get to my Brous blades, man, some of the best flippers are his older knives. These are the older ones. I haven't picked up the last 6 or 7. Only because I've been concentrating on other knives, but Brous Blades is one of my favorite makers, Jason Brous. Man, I love this. This is a collaboration between Jason and Sal Monero off of his custom center. It has 3D carved carbon fiber. Look at the backspace. That titanium scale, it's like a cheese grater. You can feel it. A bunch of zeros. I know a bunch of nubs. I know I can't show it. Oh man, it's so great. D2, this is the satin blade, D2. Jason always rolls with the D2 steel. This is a wonderful knife. This is the Brous Blades Center. It's the collaboration with Salmonero. And that's the knife that got away. Thank you guys very much for watching. You have a perfect day. Keep those pockets full. Hey, have some fun today, okay? Goodbye.